The all-new Audi A4, in this case the S4, the sports version. Today on Autogefühl, your number one resource for in-depth car reviews and your number one community to discuss cars. With Thomas and Holger actually already showed you the static review of the all-new A4, and soon we will also get to drive this one, but already now I can show you the design of the S4 from the inside and from the outside. Here, starting with the exterior, you see the sports version always have these lower bumpers, and in this case a lot of this matte silver material has been used to stress the sportiness of this car. In general, the new A4 has this very strong dynamic headlights with this Z-cut in kind of, and the power dome in the hood. You see these sharp lines now on the hood. This is actually also the signature of the new A4. So the general car has, just from a distance, has rather remained the same. But then you can find a lot of details which have actually changed, both the sporty and the non-sporty versions. The rear perspective shows us that the basic form of the A4 really remained the same. More happened on the inside and also beneath the body. However, now here for the S4, you know, I'm German, so the numbers stay in with me. So the S4 actually got this special wing here, just a little lip actually, but I think it's better than having a huge wing on there. And the S4 logo, and most importantly, at the rear part, we got all the sporty elements with 4 exhaust pipes, really nicely polished, and a quite huge rear diffuser here. Now the interior check, and this will be very exciting. By the way, use these new door handles, you see they flip out. It's not that they just come out, they flip upside. It's something newly interesting, really. And look at the seats now. It's the top trim level here in the S line, and I love the contrast stitches here, especially in blue, because they really fit to the exterior color, which I also really prefer for this car. However, you know, I would never go for the animal skin seats nowadays. Let me get inside. And what is Audi actually famous for? That they really pay attention to the details, and they also tell this the supplier. So even the small control for the seats here, every button, this has a concept actually, and everything has to be at the very high quality. And I think if you compare it to the previous A4 version, of course the interior was not bad at all, but you see everything has been more refined, especially here now in the top trim from the S4. You see the blue contact switch at the inside of the steering wheel again. And what else we see? There's a new scheme of this very ongoing horizontal frame that the vents form in the middle of the console, and that makes, again, a very futuristic atmosphere, kind of. Even if they use kind of existing stuff, it looks a little bit more modern, and you see also that the whole dashboard has a little bit round shape going to the outside of the doors. And this gives it a little bit of sensual feeling, I would say. Also, the new multimedia screen here has been fitted into the console a little bit better than before. It doesn't look so much attached like, for example, some of the Mercedes models we know. All of the buttons here, just look, hear the sound. They work on that in special laboratories, and also when you push the buttons, this is really high class then. And the same, of course, counts for the seats, no matter on what surface material is actually used. And we wanted to know more about it actually. What about the seat quality? How can you maintain such a quality? And what does it mean for a supplier of the seats? To give you some background information on that one. So we've seen that in the all-new Audi A4, the most defining thing is actually the interior, and especially the quality impression. And we want to know more about what's behind a premium quality of the interior. And we're here with Reinhard Hanauske at Faurecia. He's responsible actually for seats, and we also have an Audi seat here. So what's special about the Audi seats, and especially about the A4, and how can you keep up this quality?
Yeah, so the Audi as one of our premium customers, of course, is the one with the highest expectation in quality, but also in in dealing with different versions for the customer, in customizing the car to the end customer needs. So what we are doing to keep up with this quality expectation is, of course, first using real high quality materials, which are trimmed and designed in a way that at the end the customer expectation or the seat is possible to go through a quality process which is really following the customer's expectations.
How long does it take, such process? I mean, how much work is really involved? Like, you come from the start to the end.
Yeah. So I would say it is more than 2.5 years, depending at what point of time you are starting. So there is a pre-concept phase, of course, but once the contract is given to the developer and supplier, it is about 2 years, and then the pre-productions are starting and going more and more into details until the final fine finish is achieved.
If we take a look at such a seat here now, what is premium at this seat? How can you define it?
Yeah, so the premium content is the overall fit and finish of the seats. There are some basic things which are inside each and any car seat, I would say, but a premium customer is taking really a look on the details. So every single sewing line is straight, every single sewing line is in a good position, every tie down is where it should be, everything complies to the expected comfort. So there is a big number of things to be taken into account to achieve this end customer quality which is expected at a premium brand like Audi.
So especially for the new Audi A4, what were the goals from the customer, and what's the experience the customer then gets?
Yeah, so the overall goal, of course, is comfort, long distance comfort, which is achieved by good support of the user. It starts with a nice tactile comfort if you're just entering the car, but then it should support you also by hours and hours of driving. Second point is the visual aspect. So what the customer is really looking for is a clear, straight trim, no wrinkles, of course, everything on the position where it should be. And this is what they really expect and what we take into account if we are doing our development. So it's on one side it is comfort, on the other side is the visual aspect, and all, of course, the overall functionality of the seat.
How do you see the future of automotive seating? What's to come?
The next step, of course, will be to personalize this comfort. Faurecia is working in taking into account the current need of the occupant. So our latest pre-developments are measuring the valid functions of the consumer while driving, trying to analyze his health status, and then we are proposing some programs to regenerate the user, to bring him back to the status that is really capable to follow the traffic around.
So there's actually a lot to come also with automotive seating. I mean, at the end of the day, you sit in the car and drive. Or maybe you get driven in the future with the autonomous cars, but then it's still very, very important to have a very comfortable seat. And now back to our Audi S4. I'll check the rear compartment. Of course, it is not famous for having the most space in the rear. And especially these ones are the sport seats now, which don't have so much space behind. But it's actually okay for a tall person like me. Also for the headroom, I will not go for the panoramic roof if I'm really interested in rear passengers here. This kind of headroom remains, but just when I have not the panoramic roof installed. But there's also the estate version available. We will drive that one in October as well. So as driving reviews, there will be the sedan and the estate version coming up also on Autogefühl. In general, quite comfortable seating position here as far as the sedan goes. So if you really stress this rear passenger comfort, you should probably not go for the sedan. And now also Porsche boss Matthias Müller is checking out the new Audi A4. And finally, the trunk to close this static review. And actually, I'm quite surprised. There's actually a lot of space for a middle-class sedan, and we don't know that from Audi that they really concentrate on having like a lot of luggage space here. But I think already in the sedan, you actually got quite some space, and it looks actually quite good. So you can also flip the seats, of course, not from the rear department. That's the task of the estate then. And I think we just take one short look at the estate, and then we come to a final conclusion. So now to the estate. By the way, these chrome polished wheels, I really love them. Besides that, you see the roofline is a little bit dropping backwards. I usually prefer the sedans just from the basic design outline. But you know, especially in Germany, this car is really crucial for Audi and both for the customers. You see the cover for the estate slides up automatically. You lose some space here in height because of the design line in the rear. Everything else is better accessible in the sedan. And of course, you see you got more space in, so you are really more flexible with the sedan. And here, we also got the possibility to flip the seats actually. So this is a basic overview of the A4, and we also have some background information on the interior, S4 sedan, and also here the estate version. I think very promising for Audi. And well, the next step is to drive it, of course. And I think you will also join us there.